Hi everyone and welcome to a new video on the CBI channel. In this new tutorial series, I'm going to show you how you can build a web application using the Python Django framework. Now, this tutorial series is aimed for beginners, and through the course of these videos, I'm going to show you all the fundamentals of building a web application with Python Django's web framework. Now let's start by showing what you will have after this tutorial. On the screen, you can see that we have a web application that looks like a blog post style website. Now in here, people are able to read all different kinds of news articles that are being posted by the users. Now this application already has a nice looking navigation menu, and I will show you how to also work with these images. And it also has a login/authentication system. So users are able to go to the sign up page and provide a username and a password so that they're able to log in to this website. Now, if we go to login and I would log in with my user, you will see that more options are going to become available for the user. So users will be able to go over to the page of my blog posts, and there they can see their own blog posts that they've created. They have the option to create more blog posts using these form styled fields, and they can also edit their blog posts or even delete it. Now inside of these forms, I will show you how to work with different kinds of forms. So we'll have regular text forms, but I will also show you how you can use select forms and even multi-select forms and handle images. Next to that, the user is also able to delete their own posts, and they can go to their profile and edit the information such as their first name, their last name, or their username. Now, of course, we have the possibility to log out. And if we want to log in again and we have forgotten our password, we're also building in logic for password resets. And the password reset will send an email to the user if it exists in our system, and the email will provide the information on how to reset the password. And as you can see in this application, we will cover most of the fundamentals that you will need to continue and build your own Django application, such as the login and authentication functionality with the password resets, but also using forms and making sure that you can create, edit, and delete records in your database behind the application. And of course, I will show you how to handle static files such as images or logos so that your application will be looking nice. So I've now given you a brief introduction of what we will be building during this tutorial series, but let's focus a little bit more on the web framework, which is called Django. Now, Django is a Python web framework that allows us to make web applications. And with that technology, you are able to build all different kinds of things, such as blogs, e-commerce sites, social network sites, or just use it to create APIs. It will basically allow you to create any kind of website or system which is hosted on the internet. Now you can see right here on the documentation that Django makes it easier to build better web apps quickly and with less code. And that's completely true, because one of the reasons that many people pick Django as their web framework is because a lot of functionality comes out of the box. So a lot of the things that you usually need to arrange for logging in, for authentication, or for handling forms and writing data to the database is all already made a little bit easier by the developers of Django. And that makes it that you can indeed create quite a nice looking application with not a lot of code. Now, next to that, you can see that Django has a few unique points, such as the speed, because it's quite fast, it is very secure, and it's very easy to scale. And that makes Django a very nice framework for both the smaller applications, but also if you want to create enterprise-wide systems. And those advantages explain the popularity of Django, because it's being used by some of the biggest companies and social media websites in the world. So Django is being used by companies such as Instagram, but also by Mozilla, Pinterest, Spotify, Bitbucket, and National Geographic. And I know that it's also being used for creating Netflix. So a lot of companies have picked this technology to build their applications. Now, as I mentioned earlier in the video, Django is a Python framework, and that means that most of the code will be written in Python. But to create the web pages that your users see in the browser and to nicely style different components in our application, We will also use HTML and CSS, and I will also explain some of the basics of that in this series. So let's also briefly touch upon what a typical Django app looks like. Now, one of the main components that you can see on the left is that there is a database. And by default, Django uses a SQLite database. Now, this database will store all different kinds of information, which can be information about the user, which we need to log in and to log out, but it can be all different kinds of information. So later on in this series, we will also create our own tables in the database and make sure that users can create data for those tables and also edit that and delete that. So we can basically store whatever we would like to store. Now, the Python component in the middle is very important because it communicates with the database. It holds all of the settings that we have inside of our project. It defines URLs, views, and it basically controls everything from the back of the application until what the user gets to see. But in the next videos, we will discuss in detail what the different Python files are within this project and what we can do. Now, in the end, what the user sees on the screen is HTML. So for every page that you saw at the beginning of this video, there is an HTML file behind where we define some code to determine what the user actually sees. And the CSS applies styling to that HTML file. So if we define a certain component, we can style it, so determine the width, the typology, or for example, the color. And that is on a very high level what the typical architecture look like. As mentioned before, we will go into much more detail in the next video. So what do you need to follow along with this tutorial series? Now, as explained, Django is a Python web framework, meaning that we will need to have Python on our computer to make that work. So you can go to this link right here and download the latest version on Python on your operating system, because that will be needed to follow along. And I'll also put that link in the description. Now, since Django is based on Python, it's also nice to have a basic understanding of what Python is, but I will try to explain as much as possible during this series, so you will be able to follow along without too much knowledge. Next to that, you will need a place to write and to run your code. And I'm doing that in Visual Studio Code, which is the code editor of Microsoft and also generally the most popular one that there is. And Visual Studio Code looks like this, where we will be able to make changes to our coding files and run them on our local computer so that we can continuously make changes and see the output. Now, of course, there are many other code editors on the market, and you should be able to follow along using those as well. So my recommendation is to use Visual Studio Code, but if you use something else, you're also more than capable to follow along. And that's actually all for this video. In the next video, we're going to get started and I'm going to show you how to set up our Django project. And I will tell you all about all of the files and things that we will encounter. And also I'll explain you in general how Django works, which components we need to take into account, and how we will proceed. I want to thank you very much for watching this video. If you've enjoyed it, please leave a like and subscribe, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye bye.